First of all, I just want to say thank you. Thank you out to everyone who has subscribed to my channel because I'm now at 2,000 followers on the channel. Yeah, so 2,000 subscribers. We've hit that milestone. So a big thank you out to you guys. And what I've realized myself is that me telling my story as a young black man, there's a lot of people who resonate to that, but there's a lot of people who actually understand some of the difficulties and the conversations which we all don't want to have with each other. Having them out online allows a bit of clarity. Yeah, it's just allowing people to understand where you stand, not taking sides on anything, but understanding and listening is how we all grow as people. I know that I've grown as a person because I've had time to listen to others and care about their opinion, but also take it on for myself. So now I'm going to take a seat because I wanted to start this video by standing up to say thank you to all of the subscribers and all of the people who have left comments on that post. I appreciate you, appreciate the input, appreciate you understanding why I wanted to make that conversation and why it is so powerful even to today, because I'm noticing there is over 1,800 views on that video going up every single day. So why not make something which I can add on to? So what we're going to add on to today is we're going to talk about, which is the title, having your face as your company. Yeah, being a young black man, is there a perk or is there a disadvantage? And I'm going to talk about it because I've been the face of my company since it started. I had no doubts within putting myself out there, and at no time did I think, do you know what, this is going to hinder me or this is going to not open doors for me, right? So everyone is who they are. You carry your experiences into your professional life. That's a definite, with the things what you come across, right? So what I came across before I even started to put myself out there is I saw other black tradespeople do that, and they was even doing social media. So that's for me. For me, I'm telling you, I have to tell you for now. When I saw that, I was excited, and I said, you know what? I can do this. You know, I can put what energy, what I have, and my experience into this, and it can be something. And it was inspiring to see all of those other characters doing that, and shout out them still doing it now. But one thing I tell you, and I say it for you now, I did reach out to them. I reached out to them automatically because I thought, oh, someone who looks like me, someone who probably understands, so they possibly might get back to me. They didn't. All of them didn't. I'm not bothered about it because I understand that sometimes the channels of how you go to connect with people, whether it's the comment section or whether it's going out there and finding their number. My number is on my social media page as a contact for people to be able to contact if they need a plumbing job done, right? So I've got a business WhatsApp on there, and I've been reached out to by 5 different people about just that previous video which I'd done earlier, which they say was so helpful. And it was me being comfortable with you guys and being able to tell the story, but let you lot listen and make up your own mind for it, because it takes a brave person to talk out on any subject which people do not want to talk about. Yeah, race is a serious thing. It plays a part in a lot of people's lives, and sometimes we have to express ourselves in certain ways for others to understand. But a lot of other black people got that video and they resonated with it. I'm just gonna tell you something about that video because I couldn't believe it when I saw it. So currently on that video, yeah, there is, I'm gonna tell you now, there's over 500 likes on that video. That's crazy for me. 250 comments. Again, crazy. But I'm glad that it resonated with you. But today we'll be talking about the face. of your company? Does that really matter? And is it holding you back? Right. First things first, I saw the other people doing it. I was like, yeah, if they can do it, why can't I do it? All I need to do is build my own community. Yeah. And building your own community, people are following you for you. They're following you for the value, they're following you for the content, but they're also following you for possibly your personality, right? And I think I thought to myself when I first started YouTube, I couldn't really bring in my personality too much because I was trying to keep it all corporate. And that's the idea how people want to try and look at business, in it is always all corporate, but it's not, because it comes from business culture. There is something called business culture, and all businesses have a culture. I found this out because I'm a person who self researches things. So a lot of the stuff which I find out myself is self research. I've found out through different channels, and it's just opened doors for me. So I had to look at the culture of my company before I was starting. The culture was mainly about myself. So what did I grow up on? What did I see? I saw older black plumbers who also showed me a certain way of how to do stuff. Shout out T2 in the chat right now, says good morning. What's happening, bro? What I wanted to do was emulate what they showed me. I wanted to take those skills, what they were showing me, and put my twist on it, because you can't copy people. You have to get your own style. So going out there with them, there was a sense of pride. There's a sense of, yeah, you see people in your own community and people like, yeah, big yourself up. You want a drink? You need a juice? And that was great. Excellent. But to make more people see it, I had to advertise it in my own way, which was make my day in your life, make my content for myself, allow people to see that what I'm doing. And what I'm doing is only showing you just what we do as plumbers, as black tradespeople, as a black man that has a business. I come across this person, that person. Doesn't matter if they're white, doesn't matter if they're Jewish, doesn't matter if they're Chinese. We just treat people the same. And what I wanted was, I wanted more people to see that, because people are fickle in this world. If they see someone else do it, they're like, oh, okay, I can do it. Cool. I get that understanding. But what I wanted was to show people that we go into everybody's house, do the same quality, the highest quality and standard of job, what we can do. Again, people get charged the same. There's not no card for, I'm going to do my people for this. If I could do a favor for somebody, I would do it. Whether they're old, whether they're young, whether they might not appreciate it at the time. It might be a favor which I want to do, just so I could help and show that this is what comes with me, with my services, with my culture of business, is that if I see something when I'm on the job, I'll do it for free. And it doesn't bother me. I will do it for free. I said that to many people. And I just want them to have an understanding about how I look at stuff, not how everybody else, me, myself. So I always wanted to install that. But when I saw other people who are black content creators who were also in construction doing the same things as I was doing, I felt like, yeah, we've got a little community here and they're putting themselves out there. So why wouldn't I put myself out there? You're obviously, at some point, you're going to get trollers on the internet. You're going to get people who dislike you for whatever reason. But arguing with people when it's not making any sense doesn't make sense to me. Don't get me wrong. I've been a hot-headed person from when I was young. So I can get argumentative. We can do cussing if we really want, because I got it. I got it in me to do that. But does that prove anything? No, it doesn't. Does that allow you to feel better about yourself? No, it allows you, it makes you feel like you need to be protecting yourself a lot of the time. And being protecting yourself, like justifying the reason why you're doing what you're doing, or making sure that people see the value in it, is a hard discovery, right? So with myself, getting into plumbing and being a plumbing lecturer allowed me to have that strong backbone in understanding what I'm doing. So someone couldn't say, oh, I saw that person's videos, but I don't really think he knows what he's talking about. That's cool, because I have the certificates. I have the articles written online about me, Mr. London Plumber. If you type it in Google, you can see it for yourself. I didn't write these things. Other magazines write these things, which were a complement to what I was doing and allowed what I was doing to be a lot more stronger, to be honest, in the community or just online in general, because it created a lot of backlinks. Backlinks are links which you can add to like your website, things like that, which are good sources of information for the internet. Again, found all these things out for myself, and putting myself out there, I had to realize that I got to get all of these things first. Well, not first, during the time while I was putting myself out there, which was necessary to building yourself. So at this point, I'm looking at the game and I'm saying that there isn't no reason why I can't put myself out there and get the same response as other people. But speaking to your peers, your mates, your brethren, the people from around the way, people feel different about it, because, you know, we support our community, and I got a lot of support from Black women. Was the biggest supporters of what I was doing. I'm not surprised, because when you learn things from your generation growing up, whether it's respect, whether it's when you go to somebody's house, I don't be the person asking them for a drink of water. If they offer one, I was always told to say no thank you. Not because I'm not thirsty, it's because my mum told me don't leave the house without at least a bottle of water or something. Don't let you be out there with a dry mouth and all these types of things. It's not necessary. We have water inside the house. So provide yourself and bring yourself with a certain level of standard. And that's why I always kept on doing. Shout out Professor Plumber, I see you. And what it allowed me to do as a person was create a certain standard of how I wanted to operate, but how I wanted to be seen. Yeah, because people see you for your face first, and then they're going to judge you for the other things what you do after. But again, if I've been taught by my uncles, and I've seen my uncles do amazing things, like come into loads of different high-end establishments, and those people respect them for who they are and the skills what they have, not what their face looks like. Why can't I do it? Of course I can do it, but they're not putting themselves out there in the way I am. I'm doing it in the 2025 version and vision of myself, which is media, content, which is speaking the truth. And those things for me were like a journey which I had to go on myself, because again, I will say it from now. Yeah, I had people attack me for my character or try to question, to ask if I knew what I'm talking about. But am I going to come on the internet and show people my qualifications? What for? There's nothing to prove to them. So I had to pull away from myself within, oh, you're going to prove things to other people. I'm not that generation. I'm not going to be talking to you like that. Again, if you want to look me up and look at my credentials and see the certificates and the things which I have achieved, cool, you can do that. Feel free to. I'm happy. Because all of the achievements what I've done during this time while being a plumber is just to help myself, but also to bring light to my industry, but to show people that you can do it. See, all this showing people and letting them understand that times have changed, right? Your ideal person on how you thought this person looked is not how they look today. I said it in the first video before, which was, I've been a plumber, mainly in West London, Central London. I've never had nobody do this to me. Watch, I'm going to show you something. Watch this. I've never had and been like this, knocking on the door, and someone's cracked their door to see who it is. I've never had that. Never had that. Never in my whole career of being a plumber. I've never had someone try and do that to me and say, oh, because they know you're here to come for the job. Generally, they've spoke to me over the phone. I've had at points people say, "Oh, Jason, you are very well spoken. Thank you." I don't take that as like a disrespect, or this person don't know that I can change it up. And I originally grew up in these types of areas. No, what does that matter? Nothing. It doesn't matter anything to the situation. But it's definitely a point which some people holds them back. It holds you back because you feel as if the acceptancy won't be just in your community. It will only be, well, you feel that the acceptancy will only be within your community and not within the wider community. But generally it is. So I just want people to understand that when I've had conversations with my peers, people that I know, and some people that I respect from business, I remember a man saying to me before, Jay, you know what? You'd be a lot more successful if you changed, like if you became coming off the face of your company and you allowed someone else to do it, like a white face. I'll just be honest with you, like one of my friends or something. I said, why would I do that for? Why? What's the why? What's going to be the difference? And I got that understanding of saying why, because I've seen other people do it. Why can't I do it? Why can't I present myself in a way which others do? Do you get it? So all I had to do was try and just knuckle in and add value. I looked at it as adding value allows people to see your value. Do you get it? So whether I'm making a post and it's about content, or whether I'm making a post and it's explaining how I do something, people are going to understand originally that this person knows what they're talking about. And a person of authority that adds value, yeah, it only builds a community. It only builds a community. So I just want to add that to what I was saying. Hopefully my mic doesn't. I just want to make sure you guys can hear me. So if anyone's in the chat, just give me a little thumbs up to make sure you can hear me, because my mic's saying that it's low of battery. But I want to carry on with what I'm saying because it's important. I was thinking about it today. Learning about the things which we all should be doing at certain times, which is focusing on our business and focusing on bringing it up in the right way. But the things which we see and the things which people will say to me, which is, you know, if you change the face of your company, it would be a little bit more different. I don't feel it would. I don't feel it would. I feel that the opportunities what are open to you are in loads of different places. I've had a lot of success on Facebook groups which are specifically centered around Black businesses. I've had a lot of people reach out to me on those types of things, which I'm thankful for. At the end of the day, when you're looking for your next customer, you don't care if they're Black, white, Asian, whatever. It doesn't matter what race they are. They've got a problem, you're able to deal with it. They're not good. I've not turned up to any of those types of races of people's houses and they've turned me away or made me feel like as if they don't trust me being in their property. Do you understand? Not in London. And I've done jobs out of London as well. I'm not faced that again because I'm either in work clothes. They're definitely a form that I'm going to be there, and if I sensed a bit of attitude or tension towards, I would try and de-escalate the situation. Again, I'm an adult. I'm not a child. But when I was younger, I can't say that I have felt any type of way towards someone or someone's made me feel some type of way. Yeah, people will try it with you, but I don't think that's to do with trying it with you because you're a Pacific thing. But what it is if I wasn't kind of a knowledgeable person or a person who was able to work on myself and to be able to see other people who I admired because of the steps of what they're doing within their own business and they just look like me, or I can relate to them a little bit more, it would have slowed up my process of me wanting to do it. You know, I have to sometimes see something to believe something, and seeing is believing. That's why I tell like the younger generation or the younger youth, just listen to these things, because how something happens for somebody else isn't going to be the same for yourself. I know that. Like, I can tell you how much of a sick um engineer, gas engineer, plumber, businessman that I have learnt from. Should he be in a better position? Of course. Is it because of favoritism and stuff like that? Yes. There is a lot of favoritism within construction, but some of it is based around race and holding some people back, and others is just based around who you know, right? And if you don't know the right people, you can't get in front of them. How do we get in front of the right type of crowd of people which are gonna, uplift our business or take it to another place? We search for those people, and you look out for those companies, because some of them are online, but I feel having your own professional platform where you're able to speak to an audience of people, that boosts that chance up way more. It boosts it up way more. And times are changing. So when I'm seeing a lot of young other black businesses who I've met in construction and they're putting themselves out there, I'm one of the first people to start following their account, liking their pictures, and actually sending them a message. If you need any help, bro, hit me up, blah, 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 blah. Because having a small team of 4 or 5 people, you're able to either take on projects, you're able to look at stuff differently as a group. And maybe I might understand some things what they're going through, which happened to me in my own career when it was just me trying to get through this little concrete jungle and build my name or try and put myself out there. So, of course, I just take them underneath the wing like the big bro I am as a person, because I want to see a lot of people succeed in life, whether it's not me or them. I just want to see people succeed. That always can't be said about my come up on the way up, because people can see what you're doing sometimes, but they don't understand it. That's what they will say. They don't understand what you was doing. They don't understand that you was a super transparent person from the beginning. They didn't understand that your goal was just the same as them. It was just to feed your family or just to make money so you can progress within what you're doing. They thought it was a little bit more. They thought I don't know. I don't know what they thought it was, but one day we should have someone on so I could talk to them about that. But I never really want my posts, and I want people to understand this. This is not like me wanting to just make a race series. No, but this is necessary because nobody don't talk about it. Because like I said to you, me, with having a platform, reaching out to other content creators and stuff like that, yeah, they're not going to answer all the messages. You know that. I know that. But there's some messages they definitely do see, and they just swipe past it. So I might get back to you and all that. But don't worry about it. It's just motivating enough to see people doing it and being inspiring on a level. Because we need people to inspire people. Whether it's the people who have learned the lessons or whether it's the people who are now made it. You see, like that whole coming back and talking to people and just showing people that we are still human, we do still go through difficult times and we think things which are questionable at some points, but they're necessary. Like, should I do this? Well, these are the implications if you do it. These are the implications if you don't do it. If you don't do it, you'll never know. If you do it, you'll just be being true to yourself. And you can only see what the outcome is because we can't fabricate stuff which doesn't happen yet. So I deal with problems while they happen, not deal with them before they start to happen. Yes, I speak to my friends about it. Like, me putting myself out there, I've had this amount of comments about people saying negative things and this amount of comments. Again, you're not going to be liked by everybody. This is the worldwide. It's just how it is. Some people are going to just resonate towards you because you might be speaking facts and truths and things which they can say, that's right, that is right. He's only speaking it. I'm not pushing it upon somebody. Do you understand? I never pushed. Like someone put in the other video, which I've done about young black men getting into construction. This guy took 50 minutes to tell me this. I didn't tell you to click on the video. You clicked on the video out of curiosity because you was probably wanting to know what this was about. So once you found out what it was about, again, if you thought it was nothing, that's fair dues. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with justifying anything what I'm doing because I don't do justification. I'm not doing that. I've said what I've said. It's to encourage, motivate, and open your ears to conversation, because these are the conversations which people do not want to have. You don't want to have this conversation with someone face to face because, oh, I don't want to be seen as a racist person. I don't want to be seen as a difficult person. I don't want to come across as this or that. It is what it is. We know that it is what it is. So once you work with it is what it is to make it better, you're now adding to the problem but making it better. Again, I only make this type of content to bring clarity within people who are in two minds. I've been in two minds loads of different times to say, is this worth it? Might just jack this stuff in. I don't know about all this stuff. All the politics starts to come into things. But politics is in business. We know that. But I want to tell you a story, yeah? So this story is about me being online and putting out my business and coming across another wealthy, let's say, black family that live in West London that I've seen my content, which reached out to me and said, oh, we've got a job and we would like you to come down and come and price it and stuff. And I'm only telling this story because just listen. So I said, sure, of course I'll come down. Once I see the postcode, I'm down there. I've got to the job. They've told me what's up, yeah, what they need. So we need a new boiler fitted. We need our bathroom finished off, and we want to make another second bathroom onto one of our bedrooms. And we also want to plumb in a utilities room, which is at the back of the property. Great. Seeing this guy, I said, great. This is great. Of course I can do this. But first of all, they asked me, could you put in the toilet? I said, yeah, I can fit in the toilet. It's not a problem. But I've got other things for you to do, Jay. I said, okay, no problem. Let's have a look at these things and let's work it out. And we'll work towards a plan because I can see that you're in a rush during this time, right? So started pricing it up. It started to look more of a big job than what I could just do on my own. So I've called one of my mates, and me and him have worked together on projects before. He's more than capable of doing this. Again, another black man like myself. We've got there, started pricing it up, and we've said, hold on, this job is like a 30 grand job, right? Sorry about this. He said to me, this job is like a 30 grand job. So cool. I've not lost any faith in it. I've said, we're going to do it. Because, yeah, if we can do it, we can make money. But we could also put this one underneath our belt as an achievement. As I was going out of the property, because we came back to price it up, because we had to put some radiators up in as well. They wanted some vertical radiators, and they were very high. But they had very high ceilings inside the property. A guy talks to me and says, oh, they had a builder here before, you know? Yeah. This like another builder. I said, okay, what happened to him? Well, he put in there's a corridor, there's a long corridor as you go into the house. He laid some pipe running from the front to the back just so he could run a radiator and run off of it, basically. Just run the two mains from the radiators so they can run off into the different rooms. So there's a room on your left, a room on your right, and so on and so forth. Yeah, good. But I can't commission his work because I don't know what he done. I don't know if he put inserts in there. I don't know if there's holes in the pipe. I can't commission that. I have to redo it how I want to do it. And then we can go on from there, because you can say, oh, connect up to his work. No, you can't connect yourself with him right now because he ran off with your money. He ran off with 30 grand because the person paid them up front. I'm all well for people paying people up front. I am not a person who is against that. But he paid this person up front 30 grand. The person chipped off or ran off, whatever you want to call it, take a done the race. He's out with the money. You ain't got your money no more. You can't find him. The phone's off. You've contacted me. I've said, yeah, of course I can do it. But now you've said, oh, do you want £500 a day? I've said, well, it's going to take us this amount of time to do it. £500 a day is less than what you was paying before, but the job still weighs up to being this much when we price it all up, because we had to put a scaffold outside and a lot of other things which go on top of it. You're only allowed to work from certain times. So let's say you're only allowed to start work from 8, and at 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock, there is no more banging or drilling going on in that property because it's a certain block. People pay a lot of money to live there. They have their own rules, which is understandable, right? So as someone who's a plumber, I'm fitting in this stuff, we've got to work around this situation. I asked my friend, are you willing to do it? He said, yeah, he's willing to do it. I said, I think if we get another set of hands with us as well, we'll be able to do X on a daily routine. Yeah, we could do that. But him paying us £500 ain't working, is it? No, because we're getting finessed. I know £500 a day seems like a lot, but when it comes to some projects and stuff like that, you need people to either pay you a lump sum so you can get a lot of things done quite quickly. My idea was just to bring 3 or 4 more guys on there. You start off 2-3 days and you get a lot done. And you tell them by the end of the week, this will be done. Really, you're going to do it way before. But I'm going to save myself cost and time by getting in other people to do bits of work, which I know which will take up time for myself. I'm a businessman. I'm not a hustler, right? So, but the business side of me tells me you was willing to give up that guy that money. So in hindsight, I just need a little bit of money up front. It's the same scenario, same situation. I could show you ID. I could show you proof of address. I could show you proof of business address. All of these types of things I'm willing to provide. Certificates to do with insurance and stuff like that. So I'm willing to be totally upfront about the situation. Long story short, the guy couldn't run up the money again. He might not have been able to give me the money because of the simple example of he's been knocked already for 30 grand. So why give up another 30 grand if you get what I mean? He might want to give up 10 or 15. But this person was affluent. So I don't feel the money was much of a problem. But I just said to myself, it's different how the other person could ask for that money up front. But me, I've not asked for 30 grand off anyone up front for any business which I've been doing with anyone, because I haven't really done that many projects which command, oh, I need 10 grand up front, I need this, that up front. No, I'll be honest. Mine tend to be smaller because if I was going to lose something, I'd rather it be a lot smaller than bigger. But my point of bringing up this conversation, which I've never spoke about before, is sometimes people get paid up front. And that can be due to someone having a more trustworthy face. Yeah. So someone might look at my face and be like, you're not that really trustworthy. I don't know. You let me know in the comment section. Does my face look really trustworthy or not when it comes to someone coming to your door? Again, I can tell you that I did not have any problems with these people from the start. I came recommended by this person's daughter who searched me up on my Instagram page, which is nearly coming to 10,000 followers on there, which will be very, very soon. But they came through recommended, so they came through a good channel. So I thought it's pretty much a done deal for me when someone comes through my social media, because they're looking at the projects which I've done before. They're looking at the reviews online, but they're also looking at how many people follow me. Like, I have quite a lot of people following me, and I don't like to gas up about numbers, but my numbers are not serially high. But for me as a plumber to nearly have 10,000 people following me just on one platform, it does command a bit of authority when it comes to how your eyes see stuff. I follow 54 people, I think it is. I'll tell you the precise amount of people it is. I follow 56 people, and there is 9,974 people following me at this point as I'm making this video. So, of course, when people come through those channels, it does stamp a lot of authority, because there is no bad comments on my Instagram page. Like, he's a bad plumber. There's not that on there. So I can take that out of the equation. So I know that this person's coming through with goodwill of, you know, just wanting to do business with me. So I'm fine with that. But I just felt like that person had already took a bit of a risk, which was paying that person up front. Again, that's how some people might operate. Some builders and people like that, they want the payment up front, which is understandable. But running off with someone's cash and stuff like that, that's not something which I've done. And I'm not saying that he ran off the cash because he was non-black. No, anyone can run off with someone's cash or their money. They could think, fuck it, I'm not going to do this job no more. I'm going to run away. But how it left it for me, which was, I didn't have much leverage for me to jump on and say, oh, do you know what? I need a 10 grand or 15 grand off you. They're probably most reluctant to do that and wanting to see a bit of work. But seeing the proposal which was on the table, which was the £500 a day, was not going to add up to a lot, because it's what, £250 a week. Again, to do that amount of work, or to do the high work what they wanted, it just didn't make that much sense when these things were chargeable by installation, by from start to finish, to what we have to do. I can't just give you a day rate for something like that, because I'll be doing myself out. Because again, I will say to you, business is business, and helping someone out is helping them out. I don't need to help someone out when they need me to help them out in this scenario, which I was more than happy to do. I was actually really looking forward to that project to coming together, because do I prefer to work for black people than any other people? No, I just prefer to work in general. And if it's someone black, cool, I can be thankful for it. I can't think that they're going to treat me any different, like they're going to make me, we're going to have West Indian food on our lunch break. No, they're not going to buy me lunch. I'm just there to work. Do you understand? But it's nice to see that they're going to support me as a black business. That's what I need. I need affluent black people to support me as a business, to be able to tell their other friends who have got a business, can you support me? Or would you like me to give you my plumber? And me being the face of my company, that's what helps, because that's going to be one of my selling points, which is who I am. Who I am is what you see. I can't run away from what I'm going to show you. So as long as I'm still the person doing the work, I still need to be the person who is turning up, giving my best, and giving everyone the best level of service which I can do. But in that scenario, I just thought to myself, shit, that person done them people dirty. They did. Could it have been anybody else? Yes, anybody else can do someone dirty. It's a fact. It happens. There's higher. When somebody gives you 30 grand, you decide to yourself, you know what? I could just pay all my bills and just skip. That might have been their plan in the beginning. I don't know. I don't know this person. I didn't ask them about that person neither, because to be honest, out of confidentiality, the customer did not tell me that. That was another tradesperson who was there. And maybe they was talked into, and they did have a lot of other black tradespeople. So they had an electrician, they had a plasterer as well, and they had a guy doing painting, all black people, which was, it was nice to see, especially in the West End, especially to see that you can see that someone they got money, you know. It's nice to see that they would spend their pound in that way. But to encourage more people to do that, we need more examples. And me being able to, if I was at the time, being able to film that project and maybe having a little conversation with those people, I would have said to them, if you let me film it for my social or whatever like that, I'm going to charge you £600, £700 less. And you don't mind doing a little cameo, a little 1-minute clip for me, talking about my business or talking about what it was like to use Mr. London Plumber. That's it. I would have just said to them straight. I would have said, like, let's say that the bill is whatever. I will take this amount off the bill if you could do a quick video, if you don't mind, if you feel comfortable. And for me, I know that putting that video out there will encourage other people to connect in with me, whether they want to do business with me or just either reach out and think about me on another project. But the content will be more valuable than the actual job in general, because what I wanted just to show people is that the community, whether they've got more money or less money than you, they can reach out. I provide a service, and this is just connecting people together. That's all I wanted to show people. But again, some things don't work out. I don't feel bad that it didn't work out. It's just that financially, that wasn't a right step for me to do. And once I realized the things I've realized, I can now say to myself, you know what? Lesson well learned. Lesson well learned is in the sense of, just because this person can ask for a deposit upfront of this amount of money, you could do it as well. There's no reason why you can't do it. There's no reason why you can't make it part of your policy or add it into your invoices or your quotations that we accept or we ask for 25% or 50% or even 70% of the deposit up front. And deposit up front is just a way of you operating and having a float within your business, which keeps everything afloat. But you say to yourself, you know, like, I'm not really sure if I could ask people that. Well, other people do, and there's no difference between you and anybody else. Doing business off of goodwill and good faith and a handshake, that's what the construction industry is known for. But let's keep it real, innit? A lot of people go back on their handshakes. A lot of people say, oh, but you said you were going to fix this. I've seen so many people come up with videos on this platform, which is YouTube, talking about their experiences with customers or a dreadful job or someone who put you out of money. One of my most viewed videos, which is on my channel now, which is me and my friend working and doing an installation inside a warehouse. I'll never forget this. I'll never forget it because I was the one who didn't get paid at the end of the day. I brought my friends onto this site and we was making good money. This guy wanted this job done. The job was reasonably big. I had to have 2 of my friends and his dad come with me. So we turned a bathroom into 4 toilets and a disabled toilet, sensor lights, urinals for another toilets, and so on and so forth. Water heater on the top of it. It's on my channel. The guy was paying me cash, so you know I didn't want to talk about it too much. You know, it was good cash at the time. There was one payment what was due out, and he said he was going to make that payment. I always had this nervous feeling that this guy's not going to pay me because he just seemed super shifty. And anyone that pays you out cash all the time, you want to kind of worry at a point. I need you to pay this in my account. I'm saying this for the internet. So he didn't pay me. It was a lesson which I've learned, but a lesson which I've learned to say, you know what? At our final stage of commissioning, which is commissioning something which after you've installed, I might hold back until this person's paid the full payment for me to be paid my last payment. Again, I didn't mind being paid last because I was the one who was bringing my friends on the job. At the point, my friends, they've all got kids. I've asked them to do stuff. I'm the man without kids. So I think that I was the person to, if anybody can take a hit, it's me. And I didn't deserve the hit, but I accepted it because I accepted what comes with me taking the role of the person who's in charge. Yeah. So you win some, you lose some, and you might just lose out on some. he was not doing that to me purposely because of who I am. He doesn't know me like that. Me chasing it would have been me going through court and stuff like that. That's not really my personality. But when I think about it, that's business, is that you have to take people to court, whether they disrespect you or whether they think within business, because it's all in the parameters of business. It's probably something that you don't see people do a lot, because chasing people for your own money when you've done something before is just long-winded. You know, it gets you frustrated. Um, you say to yourself, is it just me? Are they trying to single me out? You will try to come to a lot of answers yourself, but the real answers are, it's a lesson. It'll prepare yourself not to do it again. And if you give someone an inch, they'll take a mile sometimes. So you need to have parameters in place when it comes to you operating. So I knew that wasn't, again, another situation where I could just say, oh, he's just doing that to me because it's me or because I'm a black businessman. No, he's not. People are knockers in plumbing. Knockers. If I wasn't knocked for any of the money, I would have a lot more money than what I have now. I think I've been knocked a good 3 times on that level for that run around that type of money. So one of them was about £3,000. Another one of them was £5,000, and that was like for some teaching, but that's a whole nother story. But being the face of my company, I have to tell people that most businesses, they make a loss, whether they're black, whether they're white, whether they're whatever. You can lose money in it. It's volatile being a business person, but I think having the conversation with some of my peers when they've said to me, you know, if you change the face of your business could possibly be more successful. That's why you see a lot of businesses who are faceless businesses, right? So I could probably become a faceless business, but the interest within me personally is too broad now. So I couldn't. And I've done interviews already where people have seen me. So again, why would I start doing it and then stop doing it? Because my thing is to motivate others. And when I've seen young other black businesses who are coming through on the construction, or maybe they might come through my social, and I will message them, because there's not a big group of us. Some of us are examples for others. Others are examples of themselves. I can't sit here and say that I'm a spokesman for all black UK plumbers or whatever. I'm not. I'm a spokesman for myself. A lot of these other people, they either are not interested in making this type of content, or thinking that these types of videos don't help our younger generation, but it does. It lets them know themselves that there are people who are doing it. It is a struggle. You can do it, and the doors are to be opened, not closed. So we will start to see a flurry of young black businesses getting into construction, because if it's something that we're passionate about doing and we have our qualifications, we should go through with our plan. Sometimes it falls more easier into your lap. Other times you have to try a lot more. I've always grown up with the culture and the identity to know that as a young black man, whatever I'm doing, I've got to work twice as hard just to show up, just to be present, just to make sure that I am there. But I have a strong sense of work ethic, but also dedication as well. And I got that from judo, periodly. In losing in judo, then going for a long period of time where I won and dominated judo as a person. That allowed me to get some mad people skills with myself, and to know that when you're going through a hard time, and life will test you to see if you can still keep up. And that might be just a you thing. But I understand why we have a lot of people that are maybe past these points, but don't want to talk about them or relive them. But for context, I just think it makes so much more sense if we have these conversations online. We let people know that, like, yeah, my plan was always inspired by others, because there's always someone who does all of these things before you. All you got to do is search and you'll find them. But making sure that we have platforms to represent ourselves, but also a safe place where people can come and share their experiences, which is what your friends might say to you about this. Should you change your face? Should you have a faceless business? Does it make sense for you to just operate just in your community because your community is a Black community? Again, this is a choice. Your community is only so big, but the world is even bigger. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. And me wanting or thinking to myself that having an educational background is definitely going to stop people from questioning my ability or seeing me and saying, nah, he don't know what he's talking about. He don't know what he's talking about, but he's been a teacher for 8 years. He don't know what he's talking about, but he's been recognized in 8 or 10 different heating and plumbing magazines. That's why at some point, you as a young Black person, if you're watching this, has got to stop asking other people for acceptance and justification. Yeah, you always want to justify your actions, but justifying your actions where you're valid to be inside the room, you don't need to do. That is an old person's thing to do. Again, we all know that some of us from Caribbean and African backgrounds, we have been taught from our household to have respect for people, and that's what we do, regardless of race, age, whatever. We just respect people. It's the thing you was told to do, you know. And I learned that from my nans, because my nans, the Black women in my life, are the people that really raised me. You know, going to church with my nan. My nan was a Jehovah's Witness, and understanding that my nan's got a friend in every single different race. They respect each other. They get along. They talk. They joke. They laugh. And there's nothing about your race or nothing. So why can't your face be the face and go anywhere where it wants and be in any crowd? Because in a lot of religions, you will find that different races of people, they accept them people. So accept yourself first, understand where you want to fit in, because there's a place for everybody, and there is a place and a time when obviously people will make you feel uncomfortable. It's just how you deal with it. How you deal with it all the time is not backlashing people. It's not telling people, but I'm qualified, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. They don't really want to hear that. Sometimes people just want to draw you out of your character so they can say that, oh, I told you some Black people act like this. Cool. Not all of us have got that cool, calm, collective character about ourselves, and our way of presenting ourselves isn't the same as everybody else. Everybody's different. I present myself on how I see myself, whether it's growth, whether it's what I've learned, whether it's what I feel is important. I've felt that these types of videos have been important for my community for a long time and not seeing nobody doing it. So I wanted to do it a little bit different, but I don't want to be a person that continuously just talks about these types of subjects without no good end result or the things what you can do after. Like, even though made the video, and I will relate to that video again, which is, if you're a young black man, you need to hear this, which is sitting at 11,000 views from a live post from my small content creating page, which I'm so thankful for. Again, 2,000 followers. We are up there. We're getting up there. It's that video's got moments of reflection of how you can get better. It's not always to do with anything negative. Like, it's to do with positive. I made a video the next day, which was making sure that I'm just going to look down, making sure that I was doing things correctly, which was the fear of being the angry black person inside the workplace. You see that video? That cleared up a lot of like narratives people thought and ideas which they said, oh, maybe in the workplace, I'll not approach this situation like this. I'll say this, because in the corporate environment, this is the thing to say. Again, having this switch up, yeah, where you can switch up normal chat to corporate conversation is necessary, because our day-to-day way of talking to each other and communicating, like I'm talking to you now, that's what you're starting to see more and more in everything, because that's just the reality. I do talk like this, and I don't think that having these conversations are going to hold me back. They're probably going to open a lot more doors for me because of the amount of people that I've had reach out to me and said, do you know what? That video really touched me, or you're doing good work. Appreciate you all that say that, and appreciate everyone that can leave a thumbs up and a comment underneath this video, because this video was about how it affected you if you was the face of your company as a black man, you know, being black in construction. There's not a lot of people who are the face of their company, but if it impacts you on your success or your demise, you know, the demise is like the worst way I want to put it, but yeah. If you smile in every photo, or you look like you're having a good time, people can't associate other things with you. But we all know that the news, the social media platforms, sometimes they depict a lot of black males to be a certain way. You know, for me to be spoken on the way I speak now, I've had people say to me on the phone, I thought you was white. Again, I've told you already, I don't take any hindrance to that. I don't take no disrespect to that. How's someone supposed to sound? Do I care what somebody says when they say that? No, I don't. Because, hey, I might have to put on a certain voice to be able to speak clearly to you, which creates a lot of clarity. And if you speak with clarity, you speak with authority. Whether you assume or you put that next to someone who is white speaking or something, it's your business. A man like me couldn't care. I just cared that you listened to the message and you heard it correctly, because clarity is what it's all about. And that's why I want to make these sessions to help young black males, because we lack a bit of clarity and we lack people talking sense on the internet as well. People just want to get you riled up. I'm not trying to get people riled up. I'm trying to get your mind going round like that, thinking to yourself, yeah, okay, I get it. What I'm going to be from here is I'm going to be inspired. What I'm going to be from here is I'm going to be motivated. I'm going to be locked in, because my time of locking in and taking this information from someone else and using it to better my own life is something that I want people to do from my content. I want people to learn from mistakes which I even see other people making, which I'm open to talking about, which everybody can learn from, which is being the face of your own business is your choice. It might not be everybody's destiny, but it can definitely open doors for you. So don't shy away from it, because the reason why I didn't shy away from it is what I said at the beginning, was I saw others other black males doing that. And I said, you know what, that's sick. Because the amount of young black males that I've seen around London that bumped into me, that I said, you know what, I watch your videos. Even young white males that I've been walking along the street and said, I watch your videos. I'm like, yeah, dope. It's not a race thing. If I didn't put myself out there, I don't know if I would resonate with so many people. But I am. And I can only tell you that it's good things what I've received from it. So times are changing. Be on your own vibe. Create good content. Showcase what you can do. Let people see the value in you. And understand that everything starts off slow. You may think I'm not getting any motion from the beginning, but that's just how it is. You don't get a lot of motion in life until you start making a lot of noise, whatever you're doing. 2025, I've been making a lot of noise. I'm not playing about. That's why I ask people, it costs you nothing to subscribe to my channel. I would ask everyone who's watched this video up to this point, even up to an hour now, to subscribe and drop me a thumbs up and just drop a little comment. Because it's an hour which we spent locked in together, speaking about an issue which I know that a lot of young black males and people of color will go through, which is opening up to the world and putting your face out there as your company. You understand why a lot of people don't do it, but there is nothing wrong with doing it. Again, if it opens doors for you, if it closes some for you, just know that one opens, one closes. We always look at sometimes the shitty side of the stick, but look at it from my point of view. Again, I told you facts only in this video, which is at any property what I've been into, no one's crept the door and said, excuse me, who are you? Could you show me ID? Never have I had that. And I'm thankful that I've never had that, because if I did, I'd probably feel really down about it. And I would have to tell you guys the truth. And the truth is that's never happened to me. So until I get into some more corporate big businesses and some big moves, which we will be doing this year, I'll tell you what happens when I get into those rooms and what it's like with the atmosphere and how I've been treated. Because my channel is a reflection of real life, of what actually really does happen to me. It's not a reflection of me trying to get likes and things out of you guys, because, you know, it's just not. I feel a sense of happiness of being able to come on the internet and be transparent. I don't have to lie to you, jump up, hey guys, look what's happening. No, this is a serious matter. But thank you guys for all tuning in, because there I can see there was quite a lot of people that was tuned in and watched it from the start to the beginning, which I appreciate. Just need to ask you guys to subscribe and like and drop a comment, because the comments is what I need. I will be commenting back on everyone who drops a comment on this post. In particular, subscribe, and like away. And I'll see you very soon on my next upload. But encourage those people who are starting a business and they're from minorities, because our communities will support us, but we need just people to support us. Everybody needs people. The church needs people. The mosque needs, all of these places need people from all different diversities to support them. So all I ask for is people to support me on these conversations and bringing this more to a light, to be able to just make this whole thing a better place, man. That's all my plan is to make it a better place with awareness. Be aware of certain things. Be aware that people go through these types of things and they think sometimes dark thoughts or thoughts of, I'm going to quit all this stuff because it's not working out for me, because I'm having a hard time, because I'm this and I'm that. No, let's sometimes look at the facts. Let's look at what you can do differently. Again, if you're behaving like a hood rat or behaving like XYZ, you're not going to get the results what you want. I have to grow with my content as well as growing with my audience. My audience is not 5 years old. We are grown people. We can't go around wanting to cause harm or slap people every time they say something. There has to be a calculated way of doing things, and a way of doing things which is going to bring wealth and bring generational wealth to these people, because that's what we're all looking for: generational wealth, and to build good core foundations of a business, which is honesty for me. And those are some of my cultural values when it comes to me having a company. We've went on. I need you to subscribe. I need you to like, and I'll be seeing you on the new upload. Again, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Drop the comments. Appreciate you guys. Subscribe. I will be out, and I will be messaging you back when it comes to you guys on your comments. Appreciate you all. Let's get this video pumping all the way up to 3,000K. Yeah? Let's see if we can do it. I'm out.